Okay, good evening, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Just want to welcome everybody here. Let's do a quick mic check and visual check. If you guys can see my screen and hear my audio, let me know in the chat box. Just give me a little Y or a yes there. Just let me know that you guys can hear me. Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening so far. Hopefully your day has been good. I'm looking forward to sharing the copy trader with you guys today and kind of what the copy trader is, the technology thereof, and all of the details behind how the copy trader works. And I'm excited to launch this. This has been a huge development for me and also for our members in our group. Really excited to kind of put this together and kind of culminate it into a webinar. So just want to give a shout out to everybody here. All of those that are new, if this is your first time coming to one of our webinars, welcome. We're excited that you're here. Also want to give a shout out to those in my group. Just excited to have you guys here as well. If you guys are, let us know where everybody's from. I like to do this. So if you are, if wherever you're from in the world, let us know in the chat box. If you're from, whatever country you're from, just let us know what country that is, what state you're from here in the United States. Let us know what state that is, or if you're from a province in Canada, let us know where you're from. I'm excited to see where, who's the furthest today, who came out. I know a lot of our people from London weren't able to come today. It's actually 2 a.m. In London right now. So I, wanted to say hello to you guys in the recording. I know you guys are going to watch this later. So just want to say hello to you guys in London, Denmark, and Germany, France, wherever you're from. So Nigeria, it's got to be pretty late there. So thanks for making the webinar. That's awesome. It's good to see you guys. But let's go ahead and get started. And for those that don't know me, my name is Steve Perry. Obviously, I run tradingwithsteve.com. But let's go ahead and jump into this. Before I get into our discussion today, I do need to go over our disclaimer. It's really, really important that we understand a couple of things before we jump into this. Yeah, let me just kind of read off a couple of things that are really important. So all information, data, tools, analysis, resources, or performance figures provided by Trading with Steve LLC are for educational purposes only. No information presented by Trading with Steve LLC or its affiliates, constituents, or recommendation are a recommendation to buy or sell or hold any security, financial product, or instrument discussed therein, or to engage in any specific investment strategy or activity. You should carefully consider your financial circumstances, investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance before making any financial decisions. Do not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Okay, so I think most of us understand that, but I want to make sure that I just share that in front of you guys before we continue. A little bit about me, for those that don't know me, I am married to my gorgeous wife, Charity. She is awesome. She's actually here she's one of the participants today in the webinar. So excited to have her here. She actually helped me a ton to put this webinar together. So I'm not that good to put something like this together. So you can thank her, right? I graduated actually both of us graduated from BYU in 2020. I got a degree in global studies. I've had a passion for trading, investing for a long time. When I was 11 years old, I bought 7 ounces of silver. I saved up some money from lawn mowing, cutting lawns for other people, my parents, family members. And my parents asked me one day, "What are you going to do with that money?" And I said, "Oh, I want to go buy some silver with it." So my parents were like, "Okay, we'll go ahead and do that." So they took me down to the local precious metal store, and we bought my first investment ever. And I actually still own those 7 ounces of silver today. So, and I also trade gold and silver through the markets too, which is pretty fun, but it's also fun to own the actual physical gold or silver piece. I've been trading for 10 years, so long time. I started when I was 18. I'm now 28. I started kind of with stocks and options, and then I moved over into CFDs, metals, and Forex. Pretty much Forex has been my focus. And I actually worked for a Forex prop trading firm. It was actually one of the first, if not the first, Forex prop trading firms here in the United States. So I've got a little bit of prop trading experience behind my belt. And that's another thing that we do is we help traders pass prop firm trading challenges. We'll talk about that more later throughout the webinar. I worked there for 5 years, so a long time. And then following that, I started tradingwithsteve.com, and then I've been doing that ever since. I've done a lot of other side hustles and things, but Trading with Steve has been my been my baby and I love it. I love it. I love teaching people. It's my passion. Love getting to meet people from all over the world, all over the country. And I love learning about like-minded traders with different ideas. That's one thing you'll learn about me is I'm always open to new ideas. So I don't ever claim that I have the very best way to trade. I don't. I have a good way to trade. I have several good ways to trade that work. And so one of the things I recognize is that even my own clients my own members in my group who maybe don't know everything I know about certain subjects, but they know something I don't know. So I'm always curious to learn from everybody that comes through the program. By the way, I just forgot to mention this before we get started into the content. You're going to have questions, right? And I would like you guys to withhold those questions until the end. There's a good chance I'm going to cover your question. There's also the chance I won't cover your question. So save your questions to the end so that everybody can get those questions answered at the end of the webinar, if that's okay. It's also easier for me to keep my train of thought and just kind of focus. So if everybody could do that, that'd be awesome. All right, guys. So let's jump into this. Now, for some of you, you guys come from all different walks. Okay, some of you have never heard of the Forex market before. Some of you are experienced traders and you've been doing this a long time. So I've got a lot of information here. Some of this is going to be very basic to some of you, and others, some of this stuff might confuse you. And so I want to make sure that I kind of cover my bases top down, make sure that I cover everything. So some of this stuff is going to be really valuable to an advanced trader. Hold out for that if you are that advanced trader. And some of this stuff is just kind of to get everybody up to speed enough to follow along to some extent. Okay. So before I jump into the copy trader, I need to make sure everyone knows what Forex trading is in the first place. Okay. So in the markets, you have different markets. You have the stock market, you have the Forex market, you have the metal market, you have commodities, futures, lots of different bond markets, lots of different markets out there that you can trade. The Forex market stands for foreign exchange, and that is the biggest market in the world. This is where we buy and sell currencies from different countries back and forth. That's why it's called an exchange, okay? Every day there's $6.6 trillion roughly that passes through the Forex market. It is by and large the biggest market in the world. There's no such market that even comes close. In fact, the US stock market pales in comparison to how much volume gets pushed through the Forex market. It's kind of crazy. It operates on a 24/5 schedule. Like I said, it involves buying and selling currencies. It opens at 5 p.m. Excuse me. It opens at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and it closes at 5 p.m. Eastern on Friday. So that's kind of the schedule for Forex. A lot of people trade in the markets. You've got banks, institutions, governments, corporations, individual traders like us. A lot of people trade in this market. We trade what are known as currency pairs. So things like the euro dollar is probably the most common pair in Forex. Basically, this is an example of like if you were trading stocks, you'd buy a share of Tesla, or you'd buy a share of Facebook, or you buy a share of whatever you're going to buy. That's basically what a pair is. So the euro dollar would be similar to like a stock or something like that, but for Forex. Okay. Then you've got the pound dollar, you've got the Aussie dollar. Those are also pretty common. It's influenced largely by geopolitical events. You've got monetary and fiscal policies across many different countries that matter. There's a lot going on here. Okay, so that's kind of what Forex is. And another important thing to understand about Forex is that it is a leveraged market. We kind of talked about that earlier, but I want to make sure it's very clear that it is a leveraged market. What that means is if you have $1,000 that you can trade, typically that $1,000 can push more than that $1,000. So it's the same thing. Like if you go buy a house, you put a down payment on a house, it's $20,000, but that $20,000 down payment might buy you a $200,000 or a $300,000 house, right? It's the same thing in Forex. You have $10,000, $20,000, but you can push around a lot more money because it's a leveraged market. All right, guys. So what is a copy trader? Let's get into this part. Oh, sweet. By the way, my awesome wife put a Google Drive in the chat with the notes for today. So I'm also going to share a PDF later. I don't know if you can share that, Charity, but I'll also share it at the end. Okay, so let's talk about what a copy trader is. So this is the fun part, and this is why you guys are all here. So copy trader technology is basically, I'm not going to read all of that, but basically what a copy trader does is it allows people like me to link up with people like you who maybe don't have my strategy and don't have the things that I do in the market. So I trade successfully, and I have a very successful trading strategy that I've used for a long time, and it's got a proven track record. You know, I've managed my risk very well. I understand the nuances of the strategy, and it makes money, right? And that's really exciting. Now, when you have something awesome like this, you'd obviously want to share it with other people, right? And so that's where the copy trader comes in. So when I take trades throughout the week in my trading platform, the copy trader is able to mimic those trades into your trading account. So when I make a move, when I buy, like I showed you earlier, that euro dollar pair, or if I sell the pound dollar or buy the Aussie dollar, you're going to make the same trade, which is pretty cool. The other cool thing that a copy trader does is it not only takes the same trade, it manages the risk. So if I have a stop loss or a take profit, for those that don't know, those are things that basically ensure that we don't lose past a certain amount if the trade goes against us. We use a thing called a trailing stop throughout the week. This helps us manage risk. That gets mimicked as well into your trading account. So the full risk management strategy and method as well gets mimicked over into your account. The other thing that's really cool about a copy trader, especially the one that I have a couple of places where I host it, is let's say I have a 10,000, let's do this. I have a $10,000 account, okay? And let's say you have a $5,000 account. So your account's half the size as mine, okay? When I take a trade, my trade needs to be twice as big as yours, okay? So we don't want you to trade the same amount of money on a $5,000 account. This is an example of this would be, let's say I have $10,000 and I buy 10 shares of Tesla, okay? And that's about the risk that I'd want to have on Tesla, we'll say. Well, you want to take the same trade, but we want to make sure that you only buy 5 shares of Tesla because that's half the size, okay? So the same thing occurs in Forex trading and with the copy trader is when I take a trade, I want to make sure and ensure that you take the appropriate size of the trade that matches your account. So we want your risk to be proportional to mine. That math is done through the copy trader. So the risk management's taken care of. The other cool thing too is, let's say you deposit money one week, the next week you decide to withdraw some money. The copy trader knows how to adjust for that, which is really, really cool. So it can adjust, let's say last week you deposited some more money. This week you need to withdraw money. It adjusts both ways. So if you add money, take away money, it knows how to adjust, which is really, really cool. Okay, so that's what a copy trader is in a nutshell, okay? Now let's talk about my system. So the edge. Now I don't share everything that I do, and I do share in my group the details behind exactly how to get in. And I don't mind sharing with you guys exactly how I do it. I will kind of tell you the gist of it here, but it would take a long time, and we actually host webinars every week on how to trade this strategy. So I want to just kind of tell you what we're doing, why we have a specific edge in the market, how we've been able to exploit that edge. So basically what I do each week with this copy trader, and when I send out signals to my group, trading alerts, and as we have our live trading classes throughout the week, by and large, the biggest discussion is the COT report. Now, what is the COT report? COT report stands for Commitment of Traders. It is a report or publication that the CFTC, which is a regulatory authority, financial regulatory authority in the United States, they release this publication every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. What we do is we take this publication and it tells us what the big banks are buying week to week. So they might tell us, oh, this week they're buying the British pound, or this week they're buying the euro, or they're buying the Canadian dollar this week, right? And this is really helpful information because these banks are pretty dang good at trading. And so when they make a move, we want to respond to that move that they're making. Now, there's a little more that goes into it, and there's some logic as well that determines what trades we're going to take. Ultimately, we're able to spit out 6 currency pairs a week based off of this report. And those 6 currency pairs are most likely the top 6 trades that the banks are buying in the coming week. So, we do our research over the weekend based off of what comes out on with the publication on Friday. And then Saturday, I release a report to my group. Basically, this is what we're going to buy, this is what we're going to sell, and so on. This is the risk management that we're going to use. And then I take these trades when the market opens Sunday night or early Monday morning. So essentially, as soon as the market opens the next week, that's when we jump into these trades. And then we hold these trades the entire week until Friday. We actually don't use a take profit, which is kind of cool for those that are familiar with trading. It's actually just a trailing stop method. So if the market really goes in your favor, you have unlimited upside potential because you're not using that take profit. We absolutely 100% use a stop loss and the trailing stop. All of that's included, of course, but that is essentially in a 2-minute version of the COT report strategy. That's what we do, which is pretty cool. I mentioned a little bit about this earlier, but this is how I manage risk. So I risk 1% per trade. So when I take trades in my copy trader, I have a specific account that's tied to the copy trader. I have lots of other trading accounts. I trade different strategies, but this is the specific account that I use for the copy trader, and it's to trade the COT report strategy. When I trade the COT report strategy, I risk 1% per trade. This is really important because I want to be able to quantify how much risk is involved week to week. So I take a total of 6 trades a week with, as I mentioned earlier in the previous slide, 6 trades a week at 1% risk per trade. So in theory, I'm risking up to 6% a week, but nothing more. I've typically will never, and in fact, I can't even think of a time I've ever gotten to that 6%, but it is theoretically possible. So I wanted everyone to be aware of that. We actually have several slides on statistics in just a moment that we're going to get to, which a lot of you are going to really like, especially those that are experienced traders. You're going to love it. I use a trailing stop and a stop loss on every trade. What the stop loss does is it protects us in case we're wrong, because sometimes we are wrong. I don't want anybody here today. I don't want anybody here to think that we only make money. We do make money, yes, over time, but not every week we're profitable. In fact, this week was a down week for us with the strategy. Does that mean we quit because this week was a down week? No, we continue to rinse, repeat every time the new publication comes out, we take the new trades. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's one of those strategies that, yes, it makes money over time, but don't expect it to be one of those things where on Friday there's a new check, like a pension or like a paycheck. In fact, some weeks June was really good for us. I'm actually going to share some stuff about that in a moment, but in June we made a pretty good return. Most of us made like a 15 or 20% return. It was just euphoric. It was really great. And I don't want to suggest that we make that all the time, because we don't. This July, we've actually been down. I'm down to like 4 or 5% in July. But that's coming off of a really great June. So I'm not really worried about it. But it is important to recognize that. So we do have losing weeks, and it's important to recognize that. And one of the things we do to mitigate how big that loss is going to be is using the stop loss. Basically, for those that don't know, a stop loss just gets you out of a bad trade when it goes against you by a certain threshold, which I determine what that's going to be every week. And I have a very specific method of how I do it. I also use a trailing stop. Trailing stop, what this does is as the market moves in our favor, the trailing stop moves up. What that does is it ensures that if the market goes in our favor, it locks in profit along the way. So if the market, let's say by Thursday, we're really looking good, it's going to turn out to be a really good week, the trailing stop, and then let's say Thursday night, things just go bad, right? Trailing stop locks in profit. So basically to protect us against something like that. That way we can still end the week profitable. Pretty cool, right? So that's another thing that we do. Yeah, so anyway, that's how I manage risk. So let's talk about why my system is different. And I think a lot of traders here who have been trading a long time will resonate with this and understand this. Maybe if you haven't been trading for a while, maybe you won't understand this concept, but I want to make sure that those that have been trading a long time understand this and why this is powerful. So what a lot of other copy traders do out there is a lot of people, this is, in fact, real quick, most copy traders out there are set up through robots. These are actually algorithms that'll go out and trade for you. There's not as many people like myself that will manually take these trades, and you'll actually have a person behind the trades managing it and protecting your account and ensuring that everything goes right. That doesn't happen a lot. It's usually an algorithm that you're paying for, and a lot of algorithms they use these toxic risk management philosophies. One is called martingale. You have grid systems. There's the Monte Carlo risk management strategy. And a lot of these systems are designed basically to double down a position if it starts to lose money, with the theory or the idea that when the market starts to come back in your favor, you'll recover all your losses. The downside, and that sounds awesome, right? But the downside to that martingale grid system, Monte Carlo approach, is if the market goes against you and continues against you and doesn't come back, you risk the chance of blowing your account, and it's called risk of ruin. So the risk of ruin is high. They often are able to produce very fancy dividends, so the returns are really, really high, but it comes at an extreme risk. You could wake up one morning and you could lose all your money with those types of systems. We don't have anything to do with that. I want to make that very clear, that we don't participate in any martingale, no grid systems. This is an edge that we've been able to exploit, so we don't need one of those types of risk management styles to make money. We can simply, if the trade doesn't work, I feel comfortable just stopping out and waiting for the next batch of trades to come on the weekend, right? So that's why I feel that's why I get really excited about this strategy, is because this is one of those strategies that doesn't need a, when you look under the hood, everything's sound. There isn't like this fundamental problem that could get you to a really nasty place with the strategy. Now, with that said, could you have consecutive losing weeks with the strategy? Absolutely, it does happen. I'll show you some times where it's happened, but the chances of you going to zero or blowing your account, that's just simply not there because we don't participate in martingale or grid systems. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's start talking about the statistics of where the COT report's been, where it is now, and all this kind of stuff. So since January of 2021, the COT report has generated an 18,000 pip profit. This is after losses. So this is what you're left with after all trades are said and done. Now, for those of you that are new to the Forex market, you may not know what a pip is. Basically, a pip is just a unit of measurement. Let's say you were looking at Tesla today, and let's say Tesla was up 1% or down 1%. You would refer to that change in how Tesla moved as a percentage. Well, in Forex, because the euro doesn't move a full percent in a day typically, or the pound doesn't move a full percent, we have to have a way to measure that, and it's called pips. Okay, so anyway, pips are pretty significant, and it's just the way we measure the market. That's all you really need to know if you're new to trading. Otherwise, I actually have videos on my YouTube channel and on my calendar that you can watch that explains all of this stuff. But yes, so this is how it's performed. One of the things I want you guys to note when you look at this graph here is you'll see these times of expansion and then these times of contraction. So these contractions are real, and when the market's not really doing anything and the banks aren't really picking a direction and they're not being concise with us, we're not getting a lot of profits during those times, and it can be terribly frustrating. But when the expansion comes along, it's just euphoric. The returns just really come in during these expansionary times. You can actually see this little dip right here at the very end. That's July. That's this month. It's been a little bit of a rough month. And that's how we're doing right now. So we're a little bit in a dip right now, but the rest of this year has been, by and large, pretty fantastic. Here's another slide I want to show you guys. This is the percent gain since January of 2021. So that's like 2.5 years. It's generated a 148% return. So that's pretty awesome. Almost 150% return. That's not compounding. So a lot of assuming that you're going to compound that return would have been bigger during this period of time. One other thing I do want to remember to say here is past results don't necessarily indicate future results. So although we did this over time, I'm not saying that this will happen over the next 2.5 years. For me personally, I'm going to continue to trade it because I've had this level of success and I'm pretty excited about it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it will continue, right? We don't know the future. Nobody knows the future. But for me, it's enough, and I feel confident in myself to continue to trade it. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited to continue to trade it. So pretty cool stuff right here. Here's the next slide. I wanted to show you guys this just because these losing periods can be real and they can really hurt. Okay, so even though it's a very successful strategy, I wanted to highlight this losing period with the strategy. So last year, between June 7th, these are very cherry picked dates, by the way. So between June 7th last year to August 23rd last year was pretty much a losing period. There were very few winning weeks during that time. I'm not exactly sure what was going on during the geopolitical climate or why the banks were doing this. Maybe they all went to the lake for the summer, all the big banks and their executives went to the lake for the summer. I don't know, but and summers typically are hard. July has been a tough month, to be honest, but this was last year. And you would have lost like 1,300, I think it was like 1,300 pips, which would equate to about an 8 to 9% loss in this period, right? So if you had started at the beginning of this period, June 7th, and had gone all the way to August 23rd, you would have lost about 9 or 10% of your account during that period of time. So if you had $10,000 invested, you would be down to 9,000. So you'd be down $1,000, right? Approximately. The period just before this was amazing, and the next period after this cherry pick date was also awesome. Okay, so that's why I do want to be pretty clear that, you know, I just continue to trade even if we hit these down periods, and I do want to have this expectation because it can be a real feeling when you come in here and you're like, oh, wait a second, I thought this was making money, and then, you know, all of July you're down, part of June you're down, part of August you're down, and it's not until before that and right after that where you're really excited again. So these contraction periods are real, and I want to make sure it's very clear in this webinar so that you can expect that. All right, another cool thing too, so we launched this last month with a couple of members in our program who wanted to give it a try. So far they're very excited. It was actually a great month to start this. June was a fantastic month. I think we made like a 19% return or something like that in June. This month is down, like I said, 4 or 5%. But I'm on my FX book, so you guys can look me up there. There's a link in the PDF of today's notes, so you can go and check that out, which is pretty awesome. So you can go see my statistics there. It's trading privileges verified, track record verified, everything's on there, which is pretty cool. Okay, so who is this for? Who is the copy trader for? It's for a lot of people, and if you're any one of these folks, maybe this is for you, right? So novice traders who are lacking experience. So somebody who's new to the market but wants a successful strategy to start implementing right away, this might be for you. Maybe you're a busy business professional. Maybe you're an accountant, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're an airline pilot, and you love what you do, right? And you're going to keep doing what you do, but you want another passive way to create income with some extra money that you have on the side. This might be a good option for you. Okay, maybe you're an investor diversifying in the Forex markets, aspiring traders learning for purposes. Maybe you're just looking for another thing to do, right? This could be another option. Like I said, somebody who's looking for passive income. Maybe you're an experienced trader. I'm sure I'm talking to several experienced traders tonight, right? And maybe you've got different copy traders. Maybe you have a Forex robot or a series of Forex robots that you're running and you're sitting happy, but you just want another way to diversify your risk. This might be another option for you. Okay, so how can you guys get started? So I'm going to kind of walk you through this. If you're brand new to trading, this might be a little confusing. I'm actually in the process of making another YouTube video of me actually going through how to set up your copy trader through one of these different sites. So a couple of things, this is how it works. So over the last several months, I've been a little hesitant to how I was going to launch the copy trader. There's There's a myriad of ways I could have gone about doing this. And the way I chose was to associate myself with a third-party service. So I am hosted on a couple of places. I'm hosted with MQL5 and I'm hosted with signalstart.com. So you can find me on these two different places. I'm hosted on both places. And my copy trader is there and available already to purchase, and you can connect your account. Basically, for those that are new, this is kind of how it works. So you would, if you don't have an account, you need to fund an account with a broker that has the MT4 software. MT4 is just a software that we use to trade in the markets, and it's programmable in such a way that these places like Signal Start and MQL5 can connect your account to my account, because mine is also on MT4. That's the software. I connect my MT4 trading software, which has my money and where I take my trades, and I connect to one of these places like Signal Start and MQL5. Then you fund an account and you connect your account to these places. Now, the other cool thing about this, guys, that I love is I never see your money. I never touch it. I'm not soliciting it. I'm not looking at it. I have no idea how much you're investing. All you get, so you have total and complete privacy, right? So you can connect your account. In fact, I don't even know who you are when you connect, right? I mean, you can certainly contact me and say, yep, I joined and I'm ready to get going and all that kind of stuff. I'm perfectly happy with that. But what's cool is you have complete privacy. I don't get to touch your money. And that's the cool thing about it too. You can connect your copy trader and disconnect it whenever you want. I don't recommend that though. If you're going to go with this strategy, I do recommend that you stay connected for the long haul, not just because I want you to, but because I showed you earlier that that's the nature of the strategy. The longer you're invested, the better chance you have of a better result over time, because there are losing periods. And I'd hate for you to quit during a losing period just before we start to have a successful period again, right? Because the profits come in swings, and also the losses also tend to come in swings as well. Okay. Okay, so you have to fund an account with a broker that has MT4. I have a few places where you can do that. It's also on the PDF. I recommend, by the way, if you're going to do this, I do recommend that you at least fund an account with at least $5,000. The reason why is because I am charging on MQL $175 a month, and with Signal Start I charge $200 a month. So with MQL5, they don't charge me as much money to host the copy trader there. By the way, you can use MT5 too as well. So if you have MT4 or MT5, that's fine. But MQL5 charges me less money to host my services there, and so I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of kickback there. So it's cheaper if you guys go through there. I would try, in my opinion, if you're going to do this, I would set up through mql5.com just because it's cheaper to go there. But if you can't set it up, I have another option, and that's through Signal Start, right? If you want to go there. Okay. So no, you don't have to, no, it's not $375 total. It's just $175 or $200. It just depends on where you go to set it up. Yep. Exactly. All right. So let's see what else is going to say about this. So you connect, and then, yeah, you guys have your privacy. You can withdraw and deposit money whenever you want. So if you have like a really great month like we had in June, and let's say you deposited $10,000 last June, you probably would have made roughly almost $2,000 with the $10,000 investment. Again, that was a euphoric month. I'm not saying you're going to do that every month, but if you said, you know what, I could use some of that money, and you wanted to withdraw it, you just go to your broker and withdraw it. You don't talk to me. You don't ask me if you can withdraw it with a pretty please and thank you. No, you just take it. That's really cool. So you have that complete ability to do that. Now, another thing I wanted to mention is this. So the copy trader does require that you have your MT4 software pulled up pretty much at all times in order to copy successfully. Okay. Because I don't take a lot of trades throughout the week, it's just the 6 trades at the start of the week, and then they just sit all week. I mean, even if your computer's idle, you should be fine. But at the same time, if you can, you have a better chance of success if you have a desktop, you know, in the office that you can leave open and have the MT4 software running at all times. If you don't, maybe you just have a laptop or a phone. I would recommend that you purchase a VPS if you don't already have one already. This is just a virtual private server. This is where you can keep the copy trader, and you can just have your MT4 software running at all times there. So, and we can talk more about that later too, but this is also in the PDF if you guys have more questions. Okay, so these are some US regulated Forex brokers that have the MT4 and MT5 software. So Owanda, IG, Forex.com, these are good places. So I will tell you guys that I go with Owanda. That's just where I've pretty much gone. I have accounts with Forex.com. I've never had an account with IG, so I couldn't tell you about IG very well. But Owanda is where I've done it. Now, I don't want to recommend necessarily a broker. You guys can go search out which broker is best for you and how you want to do it. Now, these are just US regulated brokers. There's other companies outside of this country that are brokers as well, that have the MT4 and MT5 software. Some of you obviously don't live in the United States, so you could go with any broker you wanted that have the MT4, MT5 software. We do unfortunately have fewer options in the United States, unfortunately, but they're pretty good options at that though. So like I said, I go with Owanda. That's where I've done it, but you can go anywhere you want and kind of do that research. All right, guys. So let's talk about some of the reviews. So this has worked pretty well. As you guys know, we've had a really good run with this, and I plan to continue. I just plan to continue doing it, right? Had a lot of success, right? So these are clients who weren't necessarily, some of them were connected to the copy trader, and some of them were just, these are just some of my members in my group who just subscribe to my weekly signals. So I'll just read a couple here. So this is a fantastic caught week. This person says, just thought I'd let you know, only $4,500 left to go on my challenge, and I still have 2.5 weeks. The caught report has been killing it this month. This says, good morning, Steve. I love how the trades are doing this week. This guy says, I just closed my caught trades. I opened Wednesday night for a 1,882 pip profit. This person did sign up for the copy trader a few months ago. He says, I've been following this strategy and I can tell you it's the best. So pretty awesome. All right, guys. So here's what I'm offering. So like I said, you can connect your copy trader with MQL5. They're going to be the cheapest option to go with. This is the link to the copy trader. Let me actually put these links in the chat box as well. They're also in the PDF. So you can refer to your PDF, but I'm just going to also put them here in the chat box. So this is the one to MQL5. This is the one to Signal Start right here. I'm going to put these in there. Okay, so you can go with either one of those and set that up immediately. If you already have an MT4 or MT5 account that's funded, you can connect right away. If you need a funded account, you'll need to do that over this next week and fund it or whenever you can, and that's going to be the price. That price is not going to go away. Because it's through a third-party service, I can't really offer a promotion with it because the price is just set. I don't have that autonomy to set up some kind of coupon or promotion, so that's just what the price is right there. Then, like I said, with Signal Start, they charge more to run the service with them. So unfortunately, the price is $200 a month. So you could go with them if you like them or have experience with them. But like I said, it's going to be cheaper if you go over here. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you guys, some of you here today, maybe you're, like I said, we have people from all walks of life, right? We have people who have, this is your first time coming to any type of trading webinar. For some of you, you've been trading a long time and are very successful. Some of you have been trading a long time or even for a little bit, but you're still maybe like break even, or you're maybe still losing money, or you're barely profitable. Wherever you are, I'm trying to reach out to you guys. Okay. So if you're interested in the copy trader, but maybe this isn't the time for you to do that, or maybe you don't have the funds necessary to trade it, but you would like to learn more about this strategy. So I teach this strategy every day of the week. Monday through Friday, we do a live trading webinar. We trade not only the COT report, we do what's called price action trading as well. We teach smart money concepts. That's Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern every day. And they're all recorded and they're uploaded to my calendar so you can go back and watch those classes. I do other classes throughout the week. So I have what's called the COT report night, which is every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So just like you came to this class today, you would come to that class on Wednesday nights. And that's where I teach the COT report from start to finish, literally how to take the trade from the very beginning to the very end, how to manage risk and everything. On Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern, I do what's called a basic trading webinar. This is for people who are brand new to trading and you need to know the very basics from the very beginning to the top, right? That's what that class is for. We also have tons of those classes recorded and uploaded. So you can already go and watch some of those that they're uploaded on my calendar. I have over 400 hours of content on my calendar. And then I do one other class. This is a pretty cool class. We just started doing this one a few months ago. It's called How to Pass a Prop Firm Challenge. So some of you are familiar with what prop firm challenges are. This is where you can show a prop firm company that you're a successful trader, and then they will fund you, $100,000, $200,000 to trade when upon you can show that you're a successful trader. So we teach the different style. I have several different styles and approaches that can help you pass prop firm trading challenges. In fact, real quick side note, in June, we had 6 traders get funded over $200,000 each. So we funded $1.2 million in June. Super exciting. It was a great month. It was super awesome. Now we just need to have a better July, right? Like I was saying, July's been a little bit rough, but it's been pretty awesome otherwise. So that's a great class to come to. So what I wanted to do for those of you that maybe copy trader is not meant for you today, I would love for you to join my mentorship. I'd love for you to come to the webinars. I'd love for you to learn the strategies. I would love for you to come to the classes and participate. We have a fun group. Everyone's super nice. It's a great camaraderie. We have people from all over the world. They come to these classes. Like I said, if you can't come to all the live classes, they're all recorded, so you can go back and watch them on demand, which is super exciting. One of the things that I do in my mentorship and that I think is very different from other mentorships out there is I build out your business plan with you. We build out a trading plan, and then I deliver, because we build them out together in this one-on-one call, I deliver a trading plan and your business plan. And I hold you accountable to following that business plan, that trading plan, with the idea in mind that you'll become a successful trader in as short a period of time as we can. Typically, it takes 3 to 4 months for a trader in my program to get funded with a prop firm. Some of you don't want to get funded with a prop firm, and that's fine, and you just want to trade your own money. That's great too. I'm here to help you build out your business plan and run with that. Okay. And then the last thing that I do, guys, is I give you access to my premium channel, Signals channel. This is where I post all my alerts. So every Saturday in this channel, I post my top 6 COT report trades. So if you don't want to do the copy trader, but you just want to get the trades and you just want to have them published to you so you can take them, that's published on Saturday in this channel for you to take on Sunday or Monday when the market opens. Pretty awesome, right? And I tell you what risk management we're using, how big your stop loss is going to be, all that kind of stuff. It's all included. Throughout the week, we also send out other trades. We actually took a really cool trade on the euro dollar last night, made over 100 pips shorting the euro dollar in that channel. It's a pretty cool trade. So guys, this I do have control over. I can actually share a discount with you guys. I can set up a coupon for this and help you guys out. So I am offering $100 off on this mentorship. This is a full-fledged membership. This is the highest level in my program. So you get access to everything to help you become a successful trader. I do charge $195 a month, but this month, your first month, I'm going to give you $100 off. The code is copy trader. So at checkout, if you apply copy trader, that will mark off $100. You'll only spend $95 for all of that service for a whole month. If you stick around and I earned your business, it'll charge you the $195 after that, but at least you'll save that $100 your first month, and it'll kind of give you a chance to decide if this is really worth it. Is this for real? Is Steve kind of blowing smoke here? Or is this something I could really use going forward? That coupon code expires Saturday night, guys. So you have tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday to decide if that's something you want to do. But after that, it's already ticking. That coupon code will expire. It's already set to expire. So you do have to kind of act on it if that's something you want to do. Okay, cool. So let's answer your questions, guys. I'm sure I'm going to have several questions. So let's go ahead and start. I already see some questions, so I'll start there, but go ahead and start hitting me with your questions, everybody. All right, let me read some of these. Let me go back. Okay, so how is the position size being managed? Yes, so that's a great question. So every week, what I do is I use a lot size calculator. I use the one with my FX book, and I go in there and I determine the 1% risk per trade. How I figure out the pips that I'm risking per trade is I use another company called Maytaf.net that tells me what the ADR is, so the average daily range for every currency pair that we're trading for the week. So when I know the top 6 trades we're taking for the week, so after I go and do my analysis with the COT report on Saturday, I then on Sunday or Monday, I will go in there and basically find out what the average daily range is for the top 6 trades. And then I will go and place those stop losses based off of what the average daily range is. But that's a great question. And then I, of course, use the lot size calculator. What about funding challenges? Yeah, so you can connect a funding challenge to this. You can. I'm not going to guarantee that you'll pass just because different prop firms have different rules and different metrics that are required to pass. We have had several traders, as I mentioned earlier, who have passed funding challenges with this strategy, not necessarily with the copy trader, just because we just barely launched it. We did a soft launch a month and a half ago, and now we're launching it to everybody now. So I couldn't say that you would I couldn't guarantee that, but you certainly could use it as a funding challenge. But we do have dozens and dozens of people who are passing and currently trading the COT report strategy. This is everything I teach in my mentorship to pass funding challenges. Yes. But a great question. Let's see. Also, if the copy trader makes a system error and the risk is now more than 1%, who's covering the loss? So that is unfortunately something you'll have to agree with when you sign your disclaimer with MQL5 and signalstart.com. It is unfortunately a risk you take with using a copy trader service. Now, we haven't had that happen. I haven't had that happen. When we did our testing and we had everybody trade, we didn't run into an issue like that. But it is something I want you guys to monitor. So when you guys set up your copy trader, I would suggest at least in the first week or two that you monitor at least once a day and just take a look, how are my trades doing? Does it look like it's going okay? Maybe you can text or call me, send me an email and just say, hey, Steve, this is where I'm at. Does this look good? Does this look about right? We can kind of compare notes and things like that, make sure it's going well. Ultimately, once it's set up, you shouldn't have to touch it again. That's the idea. That's what's going to make it passive for you. Trevor says, so does the Forex Pro come with the copy trader service? Unfortunately, it's not, because they do come, they're 2 different services and they come from different sites, right? So this I have full control over with MQL5 and Signal Start. I'm just hosted as basically a freelancer on those sites that has a copy trader service. So they are separate. So that's why I wanted you guys to kind of decide, what do you think is best for you? Is it to go the copy trader service route, or is it better to go, maybe through my mentorship? In fact, one idea too, and I don't know if this is you, maybe I'm reaching out to 1 or 2 people there, but if you're that person that just needs that, maybe 1 or 2 months to kind of understand what's going on and understand the strategy, maybe sign up for the mentorship for a few months. And then if you want to continue that way, then continue that way. Maybe you want to go the copy trader service route right away, you could do that, or maybe go the copy trader service in a few months from now. You could do that as well. Got some other questions here. You were saying fund it with $5,000 because it covers your monthly fee. Oh yes, so thank you for bringing that up. So the reason why I brought that up is because the strategy has been making about a 1% return a week. So you're kind of expecting to make about 4% on average a month. Like I said, some months you're going to make way more. Like in June, we made like 19%. It was just unreal. It was really, really good. And that's way more than the average. This month, we're down 4 or 5%. That's below the average, right? If the average is to make 4 and you're down 5, that's below. And like I said, June was above. So that's kind of what like I said, that's what we've averaged over time. So if you think about it, let's pull out a calculator real quick. This is what it's done. And again, I can't guarantee that this will continue, although it's my opinion that it would, but I can't say that it will. It's just because I'm going off of what it has done. So let's say you had, $10,000 invested, and it makes you a 1% return a week. So that's, 0.04. That's what you would be making a month approximately. In fact, well, if you want to be more precise, it's actually 10,000 times 0.01, which is 100 times 52 weeks in a year divided by 12. That's what you're going to make a month approximately. Okay. And again, I can't say that that will happen. It's just that's what it's averaged. Some months you'll make way more than that, and some months you'll make less than that. So yeah, that's what it's averaged. Okay. Other questions here. Funded trading firm will not allow this. The funded trader will not allow this. Yeah, some funded traders won't allow it, or some prop firms won't allow it. You just have to check to see which prop firms will and which ones won't. Okay. What they would allow, I do know this about the funded trader because we actually do have a couple of members in our program who are with the funded trader right now. They do trade the COT report strategy with the funded trader, but not through the copy trader, right? They just trade it manually like I teach every week. Mario says there are some prop firms that have unlimited trading days instead of 35. Yes, they do. I don't know if you guys saw it for those of you that trade Forex, but my Forex funds and FTMO last week announced that they are no longer requiring they no longer have that 30-day phase 1 or 60-day phase 2. It's now unlimited time to pass your funding challenge, which is a huge blessing. So I actually started another $200,000 challenge just this week with my Forex funds. We had several others do it, my Forex funds and FTMO. So it's really exciting. And also we actually, several people started their challenges, early July or late June and haven't finished their challenge yet. And they did it with my Forex funds or FTMO. And so they've been extended unlimited time to pass, which is a huge blessing and so exciting. So yeah, super awesome. David says, other than the COT trades, on average, how many smart money trades do you post? That's a great question, David. So during the week, we typically post 1 trade per webinar. So a trade looks like this. For those of you that are interested in the Signals program or my mentorship, this is the Signals channel right here. This is what it looks like. So when you get a signal from me, this is the trade, guys. This is the euro-dollar trade we posted yesterday in the live trading class. It comes with a little analysis. I explain, what we're doing, why we're doing it just on the chart itself. Comes with the currency pair that we're trading. Pretty slick. And then also it comes with the stop loss, the exact price we're stopping out at, the exact take profit, the exact entry, whether or not it's a limit order, buy market, sell market, buy stop, sell stop. It's all included right here. So that's pretty exciting if that's something that you guys want to do. So we typically post 1 a day because we do 1 webinar a day. So you get 5 of those a week. Pretty exciting. Okay, let's see other questions. Really great question, David. Thanks for asking that. And then Charity says, is there a required account size for the copy trader? Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. It probably doesn't make sense to use the copy trader unless you have at least $5,000. Ideally, you'll have at least $10,000 or more. So that's either $10,000 of your own money, or you'll want to have like a prop firm that you'll connect to it. And again, I can't guarantee that. It's just at your discretion if you want to use a prop firm account. Awesome. Mario says, definitely sign up for the mentorship. Awesome. Excited to have you in the mentorship. Excited to work with you. Ed says $433 on average per month per 10K invested with your smart money copy trader service. Yes, So that's what it has averaged. I got to make that clear. That's what it's averaged over 2.5 years. Yes, if you had $10,000 invested and it did not compound every month, let's say every time you made over $10,000, you just withdrew that money as profit for yourself, and you didn't leave that money to compound over time, because your account will compound if you leave the profits alone, which is exciting, right? But yeah, if you just leave that account, you'll compound. So let's just say you you took the money out every time you made a little bit of money. That's what you would probably average over time, because that's what did average over time. But again, I can't say for sure that it would. It's just because it has, right? Kishore says, can we trade futures with COT report? Any copy plans for futures? That's a great question. So at the moment, we're not trading futures contracts. I think that's what you're asking. So we're not trading future contracts. What we use is the CFTC COT report to look at the futures market as far as how the pound is performing, how the euro is performing, how the yen's performing. And then we take those those futures, that futures data, and we use it to trade in Forex. So that's what we've done, and CFDs as well, right? But right now, that's not the plan to trade in the futures. We're just going to stick with Forex for now. In the future, if we decide that that's something we want to do, we'll do that. Which, by the way, if this goes well, if everyone, if this, we've already had a pretty good launch with several people who have already tried out the copy trader. My plan in the future is to launch different copy traders for my other strategies, not just the COT report. The reason why we're launching it with the COT report is because it's the longest tried and true strategy, right? It is the most consistent, the easiest to back test, the easiest to quantify risk. It's probably the most conservative strategy, to be honest, right? So that's why we're kind of going with the COT report first, because we feel as if this is the most consistent thing that we could do for our clients and for our members, right? Let's see. Oh, the funded trader also has no time limit sharing. That's awesome. Lee says, how much is the buy-in for these prop firms? So prop firms typically, Lee, depends. For example, I bought a $200,000 prop firm challenge with my Forex funds on Sunday, and that prop firm challenge cost I got a coupon code for it too. I found it on the internet. It was $930. So you basically with these prop firms, you have unlimited time now, which is awesome. We just discussed why. That's pretty cool. You have unlimited time with my Forex funds, for example. I have to make an 8% return in what's called phase one, and I can't lose a certain amount of money during that period of time. So I can't have a certain amount of drawdown. And if I do that successfully, then they put me on to phase two, where I have to make a 5% return. After I pass phase two successfully, they then give me $200,000 to trade. And then they pay me up to 85% of what I make. I think my Forex funds is 75% profit split. So let's say I make $10,000 in a month, they'll pay me 7,500 of that, of the gains that I made. Yeah, if I made 10,000, they'll pay me 7,500. And then over time, as you continue, you can actually work your way up to 85% profit split, which is pretty cool with my Forex funds. I'm also doing another challenge with Funded Trading Plus, which is a really cool company. I'm doing another $200,000 challenge over there. And we've got traders doing challenges with a lot of different places. Yeah, if you guys want to come to me for advice on that, totally. I'm in prop firms all the time. Like, I make videos on prop firms. So email me if you have questions. I'd be more than happy to answer questions about prop firms. And like I said, we literally have a class we do once a month on how to pass a prop firm challenge. So definitely consider coming to that. My Forex Funds, Lee, is the prop firm. Yep. That's where I went this week. Ed says, what's the win-loss ratio on the monthly drawdown and the monthly drawdown percent in any given month with the copy trading service in its 2 years? Yeah, so that's a great question. So the strategy has been winning about 60% of its trades, which generally is good, and we win more than we lose. It's closer to, I think it's like 2-to-1 is kind of it's close to 2-to-1 is or excuse me, 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. So it's a pretty good little system. As far as risk management goes. And you can actually look at the statistics on my FX book if you want to go check it out there. And then what was the other? Oh, how was the biggest drawdown? So the biggest drawdown we ever had was this page back here. If you guys remember, let me go back to it right here. This was the biggest drawdown we ever had. This was about a 10% drawdown. Okay, 9 to 10%. And that's the worst one we ever had in the last 2.5 years. Okay. So something to consider if you're going to, and that's assuming, by the way, a 1% risk per trade. And that's what I do, 1% risk. So I could risk less per trade, but then you'd make less money when you're winning, you'd make less, and when you're losing, you'd also lose more. So or you'd lose less when you're risking less per trade, but you also would make less, right? All right. All right, guys. So let's see some of these other questions. Okay. Joe says, who's the best funded pro firms to use your copy trader service? Who's the best funded prop firms to use your copy trader service? It just honestly, it depends on what they're offering you. So like with my Forex funds, they offer a generous 12% max drawdown. That's pretty generous. So I like my Forex funds. They also offer a 5% max daily drawdown. So I like them. I can't say I would recommend them. I'm not going to recommend anything. I'm just going to say that I like them and I use them. So my Forex funds has been a good one. Funded Trading Plus. You could also look. So if you were gonna shop for a prop firm challenge, I would shop different firms that give you the best drawdown opportunities. So even if it comes at the cost of requiring you to make more money, I would rather make more money than have a smaller drawdown. That's my approach. So somebody like that would be who I would go with, Joe. Mario talks about, yep. So we talked about the drawdown. We already did that. Yep. Thank you for posting the My Forex Funds link. Okay, cool. Any other questions, guys? Like I said, we posted the link to the notes today. Let me actually try to upload this for you guys real quick. Let me add a file. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to try to give you guys this real quick. I got it right here. Copy trader handout. Here it is, guys. Okay, there it is. So you can download a PDF of our notes today. That has all the links to everything, to my FX book, to MQL5. It has the links to Signal Start, the link to join my mentorship, which is right here, right? The link to join the mentor. By the way, for those of you that want the link to join the mentorship, I'll just put it in the chat as well. Here's the link to join, guys. Here it is. And like I said, you can use Copy Trader, the Copy Trader coupon at checkout, and that'll get you in. And it'll save you $100 on your first month. So, okay, cool, guys. Well, my email's in there too. By the way, my email, for those that don't have it, is just steve@tradingwithsteve.com. Feel free to ask any questions you guys have there. If you have post webinar questions, this is going to be uploaded to YouTube. And I'm also going to put it on Facebook. So if you guys want to come back and watch this tomorrow or any other time, it will be posted. So, all right, guys, I don't see any other questions. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. So thanks for coming, everybody. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. But have a fantastic evening, fantastic rest of your week and going into your weekend. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming.